my mantra going into 2020, and this will give you a little more hindsight, a little more awareness of what Story Launcher is all about. I am free to live and love and play in a healthy, positive world, touched and shaped by my own beautiful books and the powerful stories that were created because of my programs. So with Story Launcher, my belief and our belief for all of you working with me is that stories change people and people change the world. So our ultimate ambition and strife is to make the world a better place through the stories we share and the books we read, or potentially even the movies that they become. Because story is everywhere and it's everything and it's in all of us. So I won't get onto that. But so that's my mantra. And so I want to help you all find your mantra for 2020. But that's not what tonight's class is about. Tonight's class is about where to begin. Where do you begin when you have this idea to create this magnificent masterpiece or an ebook for your business or a poem or a song? Where do you even start? When we're trying to find the time to write, we have to stay focused. And so in finding our focus and our focal point, a mantra is a good resource to fall back on. And it's saved me a couple times when I started to get off on tangents and other activities and other projects this winter before, the Christmas. And I always go back to my mantra every morning, every evening, why I'm doing this, what I'm doing, what I'm all about. So if you can write yourself a mantra, it's great homework. Start with that. So where to begin? And we create these ambitions and passions and goals and hopes and dreams for the new year. And I'd like you to look at those, or, if you haven't yet done so, to sit down and come up with 3 specific goals, or I don't want to call them goals because I want to get away from that, goal setting. And I'll get more, I'm rambling a little bit. 3 ambitions or hopes, dreams for the coming year. 1 being around your health, 1 being around your writing, and 1 being around your family or your personal life, your relationships, right? As we all know, or maybe you don't, but as I've learned when I lost my father this summer, all we really have is our relationships. So I like to make that a major milestone or caveat of my world and my life are the relationships I build. It's of the utmost importance to me. It's my relationships with my kids and my friends and my family. So relationships, health, and writing. You may have a job in there, and that's fine too, because I've got my job too. I've got my cows, and that's also part of mine. It's more connected to my family and my home. Income is kind of important that we eat. So you can find a way to include that. But those 3 milestones are what we're going to talk about this evening, specifically the writing. But I want you to, for a minute, scratch the whole idea of goal setting. And I'm going to borrow some insight and some examples from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. I highly recommend you purchase that book. And I'm rereading it for like the 3rd time. And I recommend it. If I have not already, I will recommending it in my program. It's great. So I'll be using some of that. I'm not schooled in this, in habits and goal setting and habitual learning. So any nuggets I take are his. Thanks, James, for the insight and the information. But I want you to think about your book or your final project or your goal, writing this massive novel, as like a basketball team. Their goal is to win a championship or win a game. They're not focused entirely on the scoreboard. So we can't, they've got to focus on their plays and their strategies and their practice times and their effort every day. They can't just focus on their scoreboard. It's the same with writing a book. We can't focus solely on the finished book product. We have to focus on our day-to-day strategy to get us there. Okay, so I want you to throw, we have to have an ambition and a mantra or a focal point, yeah. But every day, from day to day, I want you to think about your writing time as your strategy to get there.